Last time on Dragon Ball What If, Goku and Gohan agreed to have a sparring match as a means to test the limits of the purebloods' newly unlocked potential. They first start the fight in their Super Saiyan 2 states, going toe to toe against each other, with Gohan eventually winning the first round. Goku then taps into his ultimate form, turning the tides of the battle in his favor, securing his victory in the second round. This causes Gohan to reveal his trump card, Ascended Kaioken. The final round began with both fighters evenly matched. However, Goku provokes his son to unleash more of his power, causing Gohan to push his Ascended Kaioken to reaching the 10 times multiplier, finishing the fight with a Soaring Dragon Strike, emerging victorious against his father for the first time. With his sons and friends by his side, how will things go for Son Goku and the Z Fighters? Find out now on Dragon Ball What If?
神の狩り。
4 years have passed since the battle between father and son. Gohan was permitted to stay in the sacred realm of the Kais to continue his training, now under the tutelage of the Supreme Kai. Elder Kai has agreed to assist in Gohan's progression as well. While the young hybrid has declined his offer of receiving the ultimate form, the ancient deity still has another way to help the heavenly prodigy in evolving his power. Goku focuses his training on the ultimate form, trying to see if there are any hidden reserves of power within his very being that remain locked. The orange-clad Saiyan had also informed his family and friends of the battle between him and Gohan, much to everyone's astonishment and joy. Piccolo was proud to hear of Gohan's performance in the fight against his father. He was more than happy to assist the hybrid in his training to create Ascended Kaioken. That same happiness was elevated when he learned that his student had finally gotten the chance to show off the results of his training to his father like he wanted, and won as a result. Piccolo continued advancing his own application of the Kaioken, pushing himself to go beyond the 20 times multiplier. He also eventually settled down in a home of his own, though he does teleport to the sacred realm of the Kais from time to train with Gohan, as he also learned how to use instant transmission like Gohan did, which was pretty convenient for him, as waiting for Goku to teleport to King Kai's planet every single time got old real quick. Vegeta was also proud of Gohan, especially hearing that the heavenly hybrid had declined Elder Kai's offer of receiving the ultimate form and wanting to pursue strength through hard work and training. While Vegeta himself doesn't have access to Ultimate or Kaioken, he was able to further refine his utilization of Super Saiyan 2, pushing beyond its normal limits, achieving what he calls Super Vegeta 2. This power was twice as strong as the initial level of Goku's ultimate form, which kind of boggled the orange-clad Saiyan's mind. What's going on here? First Piccolo surpassed him, then Gohan, and now Vegeta? Who's next? Goten and Trunks? Yeah, about that. Not only were Goten and Trunks able to achieve and master Super Saiyan 2, but by the time the full 4 years had passed, they rose to be on par with the steadily growing Ultimate Goku and Super Vegeta 2. Jeez, if Goku and Vegeta don't watch it, they're going to be left in the dust by those two boys like Gohan's been doing these past few years. However, Goten and Trunks weren't satisfied with just Super Saiyan 2. Inspired by the tale of Gohan's fight with Goku, they strive to ascend even further beyond in their own way. Elsewhere, on a distant planet, Beerus the Destroyer awakens from his slumber, seeking to find the ultimate warrior who is prophesied to become his rival, the Super Saiyan God. Whis gives him a summary of what had happened while he was sleeping, Frieza destroying planet Vegeta, killing nearly all the Saiyans, and then being defeated and killed by Son Goku, the legendary Super Saiyan. He later learns from Whis that most of the surviving Saiyans were located on Earth, and so The god of destruction and his attendant fly high beyond the stars with the intention of tracking down his destined rival. On Earth, the Z Fighters and friends were on a yacht celebrating Bulma's birthday. Goku is actually present for the event, unlike in the original story, due to being reminded by Gohan during a sparring match, which causes the pureblood to cut their training short and teleport back to the Earth. During the celebration, Goku and Vegeta were contacted by King Kai to warn them that Beerus was approaching their planet. The World King warns them not to fight against the Divine Cat, but this only fuels Goku with a desire to challenge the Destroyer. Vegeta, however, didn't share his fellow Saiyans' enthusiasm, as he had heard of the God of Destruction's name from somewhere, but he couldn't quite remember where. It's when Beerus finally shows up and makes himself known to our heroes that Vegeta really didn't share Goku's enthusiasm and instantly doubled down on King Kai's warning to his rival, which caught the Earth-raised savior off guard. He had never seen Vegeta this scared before, and he was even further shocked when witnessing the proud Saiyan prince cater to the mysterious cat's whims like a servant. Just who is this Beerus guy anyway? And how is he able to scare Vegeta in such a way? Luckily for everyone, Fat Boo never got released from his seal, so he isn't around to hoard all the pudding and enrage the divine feline. So all seems to be going well for our main cast, right? Well, not exactly. Beerus is still looking for the Super Saiyan God and asks Goku and the gang if they had heard about the prophesized warrior, to which they said they haven't. This greatly annoyed Beerus and was contemplating on whether or not he should destroy the Earth for their lack of information. Then again, they have been very hospitable and welcoming, providing him with many of their delicious cuisine, so maybe he shouldn't destroy them just because they don't have the answers he seeks. Goku suddenly had an idea. Why don't they use the Dragon Balls to summon Shenron and ask him about the Super Saiyan God? This intrigues Spears and agrees to the idea, hoping that these legendary wish orbs would grant the answers he's been seeking. From there, Goku summons Shenron to make his wish, and thanks to the Eternal Dragon, everyone had learned of the Super Saiyan God ritual. 5 Saiyans with righteous hearts must instill their inner light into a 6th Saiyan, in which that warrior shall then take the form of a Super Saiyan God. This reveal added yet another complication. There are only 4 Saiyans present. Where were they going to find 2 other Saiyans with righteous hearts? This obstacle had brought back Beerus's annoyance, and the idea of simply destroying Earth was becoming more and more tempting. The divine cat's train of thought, however, was cut short by a voice entering everyone's mind. It was from someone that was unfamiliar to him and Whis, but everyone else knew all too well. It was Gohan. After discovering that Beerus was on his way to Earth, Gohan quickly teleported to King Kai's planet to survey the situation with the World King's help. Gohan introduces himself to both Beerus and Whis as the firstborn son of Goku, and is communicating to them telepathically with the help of King Kai. Gohan got straight to the point. While they don't have enough Saiyans to perform the ritual, there might be another way for the Super Saiyan God to appear. This got everyone intrigued, especially Beerus, and made the cat wonder what kind of theory the heavenly hybrid had. Gohan explains that he had learned from Shin of the existence and history of not just the Kais, but also the gods of destruction and angels as well. Since the gods of destruction are taught by their angels, why don't Beerus and Whis train both Goku and Vegeta to unlock God Key? This foretold warrior must have divine power of some sorts, considering he's called a Super Saiyan God. Beerus can certainly see the logic within Gohan's theory, and ultimately agrees to invite Goku and Vegeta to his planet so that they can learn how to tap into God Ki. Both Saiyans were ecstatic. They were going to train with the strongest beings in the universe and possibly obtain a new power? Awesome! However, before they could begin their training, Goku has a request. He wants to have a sparring match with Lord Beerus. Vegeta looks at Kakarot with shock and aggravation. That imbecile! What is he thinking? Goku reassures Vegeta that it's fine. Now that they're going to train with Beerus and Whis, they should spar with the Divine Cat to properly gauge how much they need to improve beyond their current limits. This doesn't calm down the prince, but Beerus doesn't mind. Why not? It wouldn't hurt to indulge the Saiyan and show him the wall he needs to overcome. And to make it more interesting, he invites Vegeta to join in on the fun as well. Make it 2-on-1. Vegeta reluctantly agrees. He might as well do what Lord Beerus says since both he and Kakarot seemed raring to go. He tells his rival that they shouldn't waste time warming up and should go full power right from the start, to which Goku agrees. The Saiyan Prince activates Super Vegeta 2, catching the attention of Beerus. So this is the fabled Super Saiyan, although it seems slightly different from the version Goku had used to defeat Frieza. Vegeta explains they have all broken the Super Saiyan barrier and that he had taken it a step further, unlocking the full potential of the evolved form. Hmm, seems that there's more to this Super Saiyan stuff than Beerus originally thought. He looks over to Goku, wondering why he hasn't transformed as well. Goku just smirks, replying that he has obtained a power beyond his Super Saiyan forms. He enters a stance as bioelectricity comes to life, dancing around his person, his ultimate form fully activated, not only refined to perfection, but also more powerful than ever before, now 10 times stronger than Super Saiyan 2. So Goku was technically stronger than Vegeta again. Yay for him! The battle begins as Goku and Vegeta fly towards Beerus, striking at the Divine Cat with a joint sequence of consecutive punches and kicks. Goku leads the charge with a flurry of attacks that are aimed to force Beerus to react in ways that will leave vulnerabilities in certain areas, while Vegeta follows up with fast and furious strikes, attempting to take advantage of these potential openings that his partner tries to create. Their efforts prove to be meaningless, however, as Beerus is easily able to dodge their combined onslaught without leaving himself exposed. The Saiyan duo quickly noticed their lack of progress, so they decided to change tactics. Vegeta executes his version of the Hellzone grenade, Cosmic Circle, surrounding Beerus in a dome of ki blasts before signaling them to attack the godly feline all at once. However, Beerus wasn't phased, blowing away the energy spheres with a slight burst of his ki. This was a diversion, as Goku and Vegeta behind their opponent used the distraction to charge up a Gallic Kamehameha, the same combo that had crushed 17 and 18 all those years ago. Beerus notices the buildup of power seemingly too late as the Saiyan duo fires their joint blast at the purple deity. The contact between the blast and the cat created a bright explosion illuminating the sky, before being replaced by a large cloud of smoke. Goku and Vegeta looked on with anticipation. They couldn't sense their adversary's ki, so they could only wait and hope their combined attack had done the trick. However, their hope was crushed as the smoke dissipated, revealing Beerus completely unscathed, his hand raised forward, a clear sign to the Saiyans that the god had blocked the Gallic Kamehameha with ease. Beerus does admit that they executed a decent strategy, but it wasn't nearly good enough to achieve victory. This made Goku and Vegeta sweat a little. Well, this might be a problem. Beerus suddenly appears before them, instantly launching a flurry of jabs directly at the Saiyan pair. Goku and Vegeta try guarding against the Destroyer's attack, but can only block against the first few strikes before being forced to endure the rest of the Godly Cat's lightning-fast onslaught, drilling the overwhelming difference in speed and power into their very bones. Beerus finishes off his punishing barrage by kicking both Goku and Vegeta into the ocean. They quickly flew out of the water, ready to continue the fight. However, it is clear to them that they need to come up with something fast if they're going to have any chance of making progress. That's when an idea came to life in Goku's mind. He telepathically communicates to Vegeta about his plan, to which the prince reluctantly agrees. While it's not a foolproof plan, it's the best and quite frankly, the only one they have. Goku then flies closer to Beerus, while Vegeta stays behind. This confused the Divine Destructor. Why was the orange-clad warrior opting to fight him alone when those two together were no match? His question was about to be answered as Goku and Vegeta began to power up. The Saiyan Royal's golden aura sprang to life, the purple bioelectricity that was dancing around him becoming more erratic. Goku's aura was different as its white color was blinking in and out of a red color. This had Beerus even more confused. Now, what was happening this time? Goku answers Beerus with a shout.
Ultimate Kaioken!
Yes, Goku had trained himself to combine Ultimate and Kaioken together, inspired by Gohan's own utilization of King Kai's technique. He actually had a much easier time fusing the two power-ups together than his son did, since Ultimate didn't have the same issues that the Super Saiyan forms had. And he had used these past 4 years to make the power stronger and more refined than what Gohan had done with Ascended Kaioken in Part 5. It's a good thing Goku decided to utilize Kaioken again, since he needed to find a way to get even stronger beyond just evolving his ultimate state. As after the fight between Gohan and himself, the gap between their abilities started to widen more and more due to his son's superior potential and rapid growth. Goku goes on the offensive, charging towards Beerus once again. Beerus is about to lift up his hand again when suddenly the Saiyan disappears before reappearing behind the hairless cat. Ha! Really? Appearing suddenly from behind? That's the oldest trick in the. Beerus suddenly feels a fist buried in his gut, much to his surprise. What the? Goku doesn't stop there, using the deity's distraction as an opportunity to wail on him with meteor combination, each attack connecting a perceived vulnerability in Beerus' defenses, while also creating an opening for the next hit to strike. But that's not all. Goku's punches and kicks also seem to be getting stronger as time progresses, each hit becoming more painful than the last. But how? How is this saint increasing his power in the middle of this fight? Well, what Beerus doesn't know is that Goku has been steadily channeling the higher levels of the Kaioken, boosting his power with each multiplier slowly climbing all the way up to times 10. Vegeta continues to power up, his ki soaring higher than ever before, the sky turning dark in response to his constant rising of strength. The Saiyan Prince wasn't playing games. He was summoning as much power as his body could possibly endure. Vegeta cups his hands together, focusing his continuous increasing energy into a single point. Goku, sensing his rival's readiness, begins the final phase of their strategy. The orange-clad Saiyan pushes the ultimate Kaioken from times 10 to times 20, but he isn't finished, as he power-ups even further than that, his aura taking a darker color.
Super Dragon Fist!
Goku socks Beerus across the face, followed by an upward kick to the chin, before appearing behind the cat, punching him hard in the back of the head, rocketing him towards Vegeta's location. As Beerus reaches Vegeta's vicinity, the Ascended Monarch releases his ultimate move.
Final Flash!
The final flash explodes in Beerus' face, pushing him backwards at great speed. The Divine Cat attempts to send the Prince's blast right back at him, but Goku doesn't let him, summoning all the strength he has left before releasing a full power ultimate Kamehameha, crushing the godly feline between two attacks. The collision of the two super moves creates a blinding flash of light as well as a detonation in the sky. The light eventually dissipates, replaced by a large cloud of smoke. Goku and Vegeta are huffing and puffing, both spent and exhausted. They both used everything they had into those attacks. They had to have at least damaged Beerus considerably. A voice calls out to the Saiyan duo, praising them for their strategy. It was Beerus, still unfazed and undamaged, even after all they had thrown at him. Oh, come on! Even that didn't do anything? That was their full power! The Divine Cat gave credit where credit was due. He didn't expect Goku to go through with the idea of fighting him solo, so that caught him off guard, giving the Earth Race savior the opportunity to buy time for Vegeta to build up enough ki for his strongest attack and executing their entire strategy. Such a tactic would defeat almost any opponent. Almost. But he wasn't just any opponent. He was the god of destruction, and by the looks of it, they were both very exhausted. This was the end. Vegeta suddenly falls from the sky, not being able to even feel the karate chop to the back of the neck that had rendered him unconscious. Goku didn't have a chance to call out to his rival, as he too was knocked unconscious. Luckily, they were saved from crashing into the ocean again by Piccolo and Krillin. Beerus has won the match. After waking up, Goku thanks Beerus for the sparring match and promises to get stronger so that they could have an even greater fight next time. Beerus likes the sound of that and tells both Saiyans that they had better take Whis' training seriously so that they can provide him with a much more entertaining challenge, but not as mortals, as gods. Once Bulma's birthday party was finished, Goku and Vegeta immediately started to get ready to accompany Beerus and Whis to their planet. Chi-Chi and Bulma were not totally happy about their husbands leaving to go train in another world, but they almost immediately accepted the outcome. They were Saiyans. What do they expect? Goten and Trunks really wanted to go with their dads so that they too could train on how to become a god, but their mothers wouldn't allow it, much to their disappointment. Goku and Vegeta both reassured their families and friends that they'll come back for sure, and that they don't plan on staying on Beerus' planet forever. Once the group of four had left for the God of Destruction's home, Goku asked if they could make a pit stop to King Kai's place, to which Whis had obliged. They were eventually able to land on the World King's planet, much to the deity's horror. Goku introduces Gohan to both Beerus and Whis, with the heavenly hybrid bowing respectively to the divine pair, saying that it was an honor to meet them, not the other way around. Goku. Beerus is happy to receive proper respect from the Saiyan child, who seems to have better manners than his father, though he does notice something odd. This Gohan has a tail, something that he noticed the other Saiyan warriors had lacked, even the two purebloods of the group. What's more is that he can feel a great power within this young prodigy, a strength that was seemingly overwhelming, yet contained and controlled, waiting to be unleashed if necessary. A temptation to challenge this warrior and see what he is capable of does grow within Beerus, but he ultimately decides against such an action. He's had his fill of combat as well as delicious food for now, so he just wants to go home and take a nap. Goku quickly tells Gohan that he just wants to visit him briefly before he has to go to Lord Beerus' planet to train, to hopefully achieve this Super Saiyan God that the Divine Cat has been searching for. Gohan wishes him luck and promises to train even harder in preparation for his father's return. So hopefully they could have another climactic battle, one even more spectacular than the one they had 4 years ago. Goku likes the sound of that and leaves King Kai's planet with even more excitement than before, looking forward to the future battle with his son. How will Goku and Vegeta's godly training turn out? And just what is this mysterious power Beerus sensed within Gohan? Leave a comment down below, as well as a like and subscribe in order to tune in next time on this Dragon Ball What If? だんだん心惹かれてくその眩しい笑顔に果てない闇から飛び出そう Hold my hand